Ariel Helwani post-fight at UFC 115 with Carlos Condit, who defeated Rory McDonald tonight. And Carlos, very, very interesting ending to that fight. A lot of people thought you just pulled it out at the buzzer. Do you think it was a good stoppage?
You know, honestly, it was the ref's decision, whether to stop and, how much damage Rory could take, and, it was his call, so.
Did you feel as though you were doing enough damage, though, to warrant the stoppage?
I was hitting him with hard elbows, man. I'm going to have to go ice this thing after we get off the camera, so. I was hitting him with some big shots.
It looked as though he got a little tired in the third round. Did you feel as though his energy level was weakening in that third period?
Yeah, a little bit. I was feeling strong. I train at high altitude in Albuquerque, and down here at sea level, I just feel like a machine.
Going into the third round, did you think that you needed to stop the fight in order to win?
Yeah, I didn't feel like he was dominating me. He was taking me down, getting on top of me, which in a lot of judges' eyes, that's basically winning the round. So I felt like I probably had lost the first two, and I really needed to do something.
But you did think that if you would put yourself in the judges' shoes, you did think that they would have scored those 2 rounds in favor of him?
Yeah, I mean, he was on top. He was getting the takedowns. I was doing more damage, I felt, in the first 2 rounds. I hit him with some big shots and, almost dropped him there. I'm not sure in the first or the second. But I definitely knew that I was going to need to not let it go to the judges' scorecards.
Was he tougher than you thought he would be?
Actually, no. I knew he would be a very, very game opponent. And, he was holding on to that undefeated record. And, I just, I was well trained by my coaches and my teammates, so, I just pushed the pace.
And going back to the end of the fight, were you aware as to how much time was left on the clock to end the round?
I was sure that it was short time, and I knew that I needed to pour it on to not let it go to judges' scorecards.
And kind of any similarities between this fight and the Ellenberger fight? Just kind of started a little slow and then finished off. Do you feel as though that's something you need to improve on to start a little quicker?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, the only thing in this fight, he didn't hurt me. He was just taking me down. And even on the ground, he wasn't doing a whole lot to me. I think I was even doing more damage. I was hitting him with hard shots from the bottom. He wasn't really doing anything to me when he was on top, just kind of being in that position. So, I could work a little bit on my takedown defense, I suppose. But, it was a good fight.
And how about the crowd? Booing you a lot, of course. Did they take you out of it at all? Did they bother you at all?
Absolutely not. I've been here almost 30 times, 30 fights, stuff like that really doesn't make a big difference to me.
And before the fight, you talked to us about how we had yet to see the true Carlos Condit in the UFC. Do you feel as though that has happened yet, or you still want to look a little better?
I could always improve. There's always room for improvement, and but tonight, I showed it a little bit more.
Finally, anyone in particular you want next?
I don't know. Whoever they put in front of me.
All right, Carlos, congratulations.
Thanks.